Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Views back at you today with another one. And what I'm looking at is the Samuel Adams New England IPA. I've never had this beer before. I've heard many good things about it, and some not so good things about it. It just made its way to my area about a month or two ago, but it was released, I believe, in early 2018, and it appears to be here to stay. It is 6.8% alcohol by volume, only 35 IBUs, which I find a little bit surprising. I thought it was going to be a little bit more hoppy, but 35 IBUs. It is an ale, obviously, and Samuel Adams, Boston Beer Company. It says keep cold, drink fresh. Um, February 2019 is the best by date, so we are still well within the freshness date. I'm excited to try this. I have been getting into some of the New England style IPAs. I really like the juicy, hazy, you know, component of the IPAs that that style has to offer versus the dank, piney notes that you get from a lot of your West Coast style IPAs. So I gave it a pour. It's got a very big head on it, about a four-finger, creamy looking, slightly off-white head. The appearance is very hazy and orange. I don't see anything floating around in here, but it is pretty hazy. It's hard for me to see through, but there's definitely not any big chunks or anything like that. So, on the aroma. Grapefruit, lemon, a little dankness, resinous type qualities. Hmm. It, maybe a little orange. Very dank. Um, I mean, it doesn't smell bad. It smells pretty good, but it doesn't necessarily smell like I thought it was going to smell. I thought it would be more tropical fruit, more um, citrusy, more juicy, I guess. But it's a little bit danker than I thought it would be on the aroma. A little earthy as well. You're picking up a little bit of the breadiness on the aroma as well. All right. I mean, it smells pretty good. Just doesn't smell like what I was expecting it to smell like, which does not mean anything. It's not bad by any means, um, but a little surprising on the aroma for me. So let's go ahead and get into this beer and see what it tastes like, because that is, after all, the most important part of these reviews, how it tastes. So cheers. All right, well, it's definitely more juicy on the palate than on the aroma. You're getting some nice citrus notes, um, some orange, some grapefruit. There's a little bit of a floral thing going on. Um, there is like a resinous, dank quality to this one that follows through on the palate. Although it's very light, it's more pronounced on the aroma, actually. I thought it was going to be a little bit more dank and resinous from the aroma, but it's not. It's very light bodied. 6.8? 6.8%. That's crazy. This tastes like a light beer, like a session IPA almost. Um, I mean, look at the head on there. Look at the foamy head on that. Nice and fruity. The grapefruit is really kind of in the background. You're getting some orange, a little like lemon zest, a definite dank resinous quality. But the body is pretty watery, pretty light. The 6.8% alcohol is masked very well. 35 IBUs. The hops that they're using are coming through quite nicely. You are getting a nice bittering finish with this one. It does have a nice breadiness in the middle of the sip as well, which is nice. This is an enjoyable beer, but it's a little too light bodied. It should have more body, more character. It tastes more along the lines of a session IPA, which at 6.8%, you wouldn't necessarily think that. It should have a little bit more body, a little bit more juiciness to it, maybe a little bit less dankness and more juiciness, because with this style, that's kind of what I've come to expect. I haven't had too many New England style IPAs, but of the ones that I've had, they've been better than this. They've had more character, more body. Um, I will say that the alcohol is very well masked. So 6.8% alcohol, for as light bodied as this beer is, you would expect maybe a little bit of booziness to come through because there's really not too much flavor going on. There is flavor, but it's very light, and it doesn't really provide a lot of substance to mask the alcohol. But like I said, the alcohol is masked very well, which is surprising because there's really not a lot to this beer in terms of body. It's very light, it's crisp, it's clean, it's refreshing. It is enjoyable. I would have never guessed that this was 6.8% alcohol. That is the big thing with this one that's just kind of blowing my mind a little bit. Because it's kind of like the Sam 76. You know how light and watery that one is? If that one had 7 or 8% alcohol, you would expect it to be coming through, um, be very noticeable because there just wasn't a lot there. This has got more flavor than the Sam 76. It's a lot better than the Sam 76, but it's still very light bodied and almost to the point of being slightly watery, that you would never guess that the alcohol was that high. There are some nice New England style IPA citrus and like maybe a little bit of a tropical fruit note, but it does have a nice earthiness and breadiness in the middle of the sip. It's super light bodied though, crisp, clean, refreshing, dry. Carbonation is medium. It's okay. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. I think it's actually it had. I was expecting it to be a lot better, to be honest. It's still a good beer, but for me, it's on the lower end. It's getting an 83 out of 100 for me, which is the highest B minus that I can give it. It's getting up there towards a solid B, but it's just not quite there. It's definitely not excellent. I would recommend it though to try it, but if you want a light beer, a lighter beer with nice hop notes and a high alcohol percentage, something that you could drink a lot of very quickly and not realize that you're drinking a high alcohol beer, this would be one to go for. But anyway, the Sam Adams New England IPA, hazy and juicy, 6.8%, 35 IBUs. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's good, but on the lower end. I've had a lot of beers now within this style that I think are better, including the Sierra Nevada hazy little thing. I think that one's much better than this one. So that'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a great day. And until next time, everybody, cheers.